When a millionaire nearly runs out of money, he doesn't give up. He doesn't just sit back and watch his empire crumble. For me, that means picking up the tools again. You can take away the wealth, but you can never take away the drive to revive. Hello everybody and welcome back to My Garage Revivals. Alright, so we are basically heading back to the shop this morning. It's quite early still, but I had to go and pick up a customer vehicle. So yeah, I'll show you guys once we get back at the shop what exactly this is. It's just the traffic is a bit slow on the bridge this morning, so you're going to have to just take it nice and easy. So I was thinking maybe since we are going to pass the new shop that they built recently, we might as well just stop by and pop in a little bit and have a look at it. So we'll get to the end of the bridge eventually. I think we should be able to overtake these guys. They are really just on a Sunday drive. Alright, let's punch it a little bit. Alright, there we go. Oncoming vehicle. Right, so yes, I actually still wanted to upgrade the ramp truck's transmission to a 5-speed transmission at least. But I might as well just go all out and get a 6-speed for it, because I think it's going to be a little bit better for us, because at the moment it sort of runs out of steam at around the last gear, 4th gear. So we might have to upgrade it at some point. Right, I think there's nothing going on here just yet, so I think they are still waiting for their license to operate here. Alright, so let's get the handbrake up. And I can also show you guys what's on the back of our ramp truck here. So this is a guy named Seth's car. So he's actually one of the employees over at Randy's tow shop over in Middletown. So I think this car was in a bit of a chain action accident, if you ask me. I'm not too sure exactly what happened, but he's got front damage and he also has got rear damage. So it looks like the car was rear-ended after he hit somebody at the front. The interior actually still looks pretty decent, but he told me that these seats are very uncomfortable at the front, so he wants us to swap those out for different ones. And then obviously we're going to do the repairs to the bodywork. I believe mechanically this car is actually in fairly good condition. The engine and everything still seems to be running quite well. I actually had to take off the exhausts because they were sort of catching on the ramp when we were pulling this thing up, so it's going to be a little bit loud when we start this thing up and pull it off the ramp truck again. But yes, without any further delays, let's see if we can get this place opened up. So yeah, there's still a lot of stuff going on. Looks like they took some shortcuts and installed some second-hand electrical boxes here. So yeah, probably the electrician is still busy here, so we don't want to mess around too much. But yeah, I did get in touch with the owner of this place. He says he is still busy. We are welcome to come and take a look around. So once he gets his dyno up and running, we are going to be able to come and bring our vehicles here for some dyno tests. So you can clearly see they are still busy figuring everything out. This platform isn't built. There's no handrails yet. So I think that's all probably still in the making. It's got a very decent ventilated paint booth, unlike ours. Ours is a little bit more primitive than this one. And then obviously he's got the dyno that's being installed here. I think they are still busy with this as well. It's definitely not working yet. The screen over there is basically on all the time, so I've got no idea how this thing actually operates, but I guess we'll find out once he gets this thing up and running. We might be able to bring some cars for a bit of a dyno test. So yeah, that's not really much going on in here. So let's just close up this door again, and then we're just gonna hop in our ramp truck again. We're gonna get back to our shop. So let's hop in here. Alright, and let's get this old beast fired up again. Right, handbrake off, and let's just see if there's any cars coming. I don't think they really use this road as much. Just gotta watch that pole over there. Okay. Alright, well, so here we are back at our shop. Just gonna see where we're gonna be able to offload this car. I think if we just dive straight in front of the workshop here. Alright, so yeah, it's been quite a bit of a busy weekend for me. I did actually get the BMW back at the shop because I had to leave the pickup truck here, and I decided to just use the ramp truck for the last day before the last episode a bit. So we took this home, and yeah, now the BMW is here, so we can actually leave the ramp truck at home, well, at the shop actually, so we don't have to drive the ramp truck back to the house. We might actually head back to the house a little bit later so that you guys can actually see the process on our driveway as well. There has been some progress on that, so I'm quite pleased to show you guys that as well. Alright, so there goes the ramps. I think that's as far as they go down, so we should be good. And I think we're going to pull it into this door over here. I think, yeah, that should be fine. We can just pull it in here. We need to actually still work on our truck over there, which I did manage to get painted over the weekend. So it's now currently painted white, but I'm going to do maybe a red stripe along the sides of it. We'll see how that works out with the fender flares and all that. But yes, I think let's try and see if we can get this Plymouth Satellite Sebring from 1971 removed from our truck over here. Alright, and there we go. Let's just get this thing fired up. It's going to be a little bit loud, but there we go. Alright, let's take it nice and easy. Alright, not a problem at all. Alright, I must say these curbs that we changed are actually a lot better to maneuver around. And if we keep the revolutions down, we don't have to have too much noise. Alright, so in order to get the truck up onto those scissor lifts over there, maybe we should actually rather just park it somewhere for now. I think we might actually take this to the suspension shop first, come to think of it. So I'm just going to put it in this parking spot so we can actually get it up on the lift to get those exhausts back on as well. Alright, so there we go. I think we can just leave it right over there. Okay, so other work we need to carry on with today is basically Cyclone's Chevy El Camino. So we're going to be stripping the body a little bit further and just see what else we need to get for the truck, because I noticed it's actually missing quite a bit of parts as well. We do have the front bumper, but we are missing the grille assembly along with all the headlights. I actually took the old headlights off because they were busted anyway. And I noticed we also have got only one taillight, but that's also a bit busted back here. So there's going to be quite a lot of stuff we need to order for this truck. So yeah, I think let's basically start on this. I should probably park the ramp truck, so let's go ahead and do this first. So that way we know everything is back where it's supposed to be, and these actually need to go onto the satellite again. Right, so we'll just drop these mufflers over there. Alright, let's fire this old beast up again. Yeah, I must say this little inline 6 in this truck is actually doing very well. It's actually a little bit more powerful than the engine, the V8 that we've got in our truck that's inside the shop, which we're gonna probably try and see if we can get it sort of assembled today. I still need to order some more parts for it as well. Alright, so yeah, there we go. Ramp truck back in its place. Perfect. Alright, let's hop out and we're gonna make our way over to the body shop, and I think, yeah, there's nothing really to it but to do it at this point. This truck is definitely yeah, it's damaged on every single panel than what I could see. So I might have to go and grab some more bondo. We do have got some sand for the sandblaster, but the sandblaster is over in the paint booth. So we'll see how far we can get with this by stripping everything off. I actually want to prepare it for paint as well, because it's already primed. We just need to do a little bit of touch-ups here and there. So I think let's start with putting our tools out that we're going to need. Screwdriver, wrench, and the pry tool. Alright, so with the pry tool in hand, let's see what we can actually pop off of this thing. It'll mostly be pieces of trim like these, which are completely ruined anyway, so we'll just chuck those. Alright, let's come over here. There's nothing on this arch that I can see, unless if it's bent inwards completely. This emblem might still be usable, so we'll keep that around. Same with this one. Alright, so that, yeah, that still looks decent, so we don't have to replace that just yet. Yeah, there's no trim on this fender over here, so that is good. Let's go around the other side, so we look and see there's no trim on this, and there's a piece of trim on this side. Alright, so we'll just probably replace this. This looks a little bit tired as well. Alright, so now that the trim is out, we don't have a windscreen in this truck. We don't have a rear glass to pry out, so we can probably put our pry tool back in the toolbox for now. We'll see if we need it again, we'll just grab it. So now let's do all the work we can do with the screwdriver. It's probably not going to be much, just this door mirror on this side, which is actually also shot, so we're going to have to get a new one of these anyway. This one on this side looks similar, so I don't know, let's take it off. It also looks like it's a bit mangled anyway. Yeah, we'll just rather get 2 new mirrors as well and all of the trim. And then the last thing we can actually remove with the screwdriver will be this busted taillight. It's definitely a bit mangled here, but we'll manage to get it out. Alright, so 2 new taillights, 4 new headlights. Alright, so the interior on this truck actually looks pretty decent. It's black on black, so I'm not sure what color Cyclone wants us to paint this thing yet. I haven't checked with him yet. And also he hasn't really reached out any. So yeah, rear mirror, we're going to have to replace the, yeah, getting tongue-tied. The rear view mirror needs to be replaced. There's the headliner. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, headliner is a little bit bent on this side, so we'll have to get a new headliner anyway. On this side looks fine, but yeah, unfortunately there's no thing that we can really do to the headliner to fix it up. I'm just trying to see what else we can take off of the screwdriver. Probably the dashboard, because we are going to be prepping this thing for paint, and I'm going to be taking out the seats and everything so that we can actually get this thing into the paint booth once we are ready. Right, let's rip out the dashboard. Dashboard actually still seems decent, but yeah, you can clearly see it's definitely seen some better days, so I might replace the dashboard. I did want to check the cluster, so that's another thing we're going to need the pry tool for. So let's pop out this cluster. Alright, so the cluster, yeah, I don't know if that is the correct cluster for the truck. It's, yeah, mileage is 200,000. I'm not sure how much the mileage is on this truck, so we'll have to get him a new cluster anyway, because that one is a little bit worn. There goes the pry tool, and I think the screwdriver, we'll just grab it if we need it again. So now let's start with our wrench work. So we're gonna undo the door panels, the window winders. We're gonna see what we have to work with here, what the conditions are of everything. This doesn't seem to be working, so that is busted. Right, window winder, come on, there we go. Alright, so that is out. Definitely gonna have to replace that one. Alright, so let's start on this side. We're gonna undo this door panel as well. As I said, interior bits, they look good, but some of them might be a little bit worn to that point where it's gonna start deteriorating a bit. This one actually looks brand new, so yeah, I guess we'll just make sure before we actually order new parts and see what is usable. The seats actually still looks kind of fresh. I guess we'll see once we rip them out. Alright, let's rip this one out. Yeah, that actually looks brand new still. And this one, let's rip this one out as well. Alright, we're not going to remove the gear shifter, otherwise this truck is going to be undrivable. Alright, but there we go. Passenger seat. Yeah, passenger seat is definitely a bit more worn, so they replaced the driver's seat, but they haven't done the passenger seat yet. Front bumper, I'm not sure if this is straight anymore because it might be damaged. Guess we'll only see once we put it back on the truck and everything is nice and straight and aligned. Let's also remove this window winder, which is broken. So 2 new window winders it'll be for this truck. And then I noticed on this side we've got a small mirror here, or not a mirror, a window. So yeah, I don't know where to put this, where we're gonna find it again. Just put it on top of the emblems for now. Alright, so that is everything off there. Okay, so I think that is basically everything. We did replace the handbrake lever. So that is a brand new handbrake lever. The pedals, we are going to just check these. We are going to put them back. Just wanted to see exactly what the condition of these. Okay, so they are quite worn. So we're going to order new pedals. As for the steering column, I haven't checked the steering column yet. Alright, come on now. I'm struggling to find a spot for this. So let's just make sure the steering column is as good as it looks. Alright, so the steering column, yeah, I think it might actually be worth replacing it. It's definitely seen some wear. Steering wheel, same story. We'll get him a new steering wheel. Alright, let's just put this back for the time being, because then at least we can move the truck around. We're going to undo the wiper linkage. Alright, that's going to give us the linkage with the wipers. And we can actually inspect this a little bit closer once we take everything apart. The wiper linkage actually looks kind of new. Wiper arm on this side. It's also brand new still. Alright, so this looks like it's been replaced. That wiper blade also looks fairly decent, and so does that one. So I don't think we need to order new wiper linkages or anything like that. Let's also just make sure to check this wiper motor if it's still good. Alright, and let's just put it over here. Alright, yeah, that still looks good as well. So that can be reused. Alright, well, I think the last thing I want to do is just mount our seat that we've got here for moving vehicles around. So this truck should still be at least drivable then. Alright, so there we go. That's our little seat installed. And obviously you guys know me by now. When we are prepping for paint and stuff like that, we always change the wheels on the vehicle. So I'm just going to slap on some old wheels that we have in the shop and make sure we don't get any paint on these beautiful chrome wheels. So yeah, I think that is basically the next thing to do. Alright, suspension is basically sorted. And yeah, I actually took the hitch bracket off as well, because I noticed we can actually fit the tow hitch at the back of the normal bumper that we have for the truck. But yes, let's not get sidetracked here. Let's grab the wheels. Alright, we're going to get this one installed. Alright, so just like this. Okay, and let's take this one off. Alright, there's the other one. Let's just put them over here on this workbench. Can probably double stack them. Just like that. Alright, let's grab another wheel over here. Alright, we'll take a bolt tire for the two fronts. Alright, put this one on here. Alright, I don't know if this is still holding air, so I guess we'll find out once we lower it back down. Yeah, that tire is actually just a little bit of a nuisance at this point, because we keep losing pressure in those tires that are bald. So we might have to maybe get some tires from the junkyard, second-hand tires that are just going to at least hold their pressure for when we need them. But I think we'll just pump it up again. Alright, that is good. So we're going to probably need it for the other side as well. Alright, let's grab the wrench and the floor jack. Going to go this way. Alright, slap that under there. Just get it lifted up. Okay, let's rip this wheel off over here. Okay, and this is going to go on the workbench over here as well. And then we'll just grab another wheel from here. Alright, let's grab the bold one for the front. Alright, and just zipped it down. Perfect. I think let's just do the rear one as well. I think the one we're putting on the back should be fine. That tire at least isn't completely shot. Okay, and then let's go and get the last wheel, which is this one. Alright, perfect. So that is good. Right, let's lower this thing down and see what these tire pressures look like. Okay, the front one is obviously flat. That's okay, we're just gonna pump it up again. Alright, yeah, that is definitely a very handy little tool, the air compressor, for pumping up your wheels. Imagine I had to pump all of these wheels and tires up with a hand pump. That would have taken ages. But okay, I think we are just going to remove the rear bumper still. And then we should be actually good to start working on this thing body-wise. Yeah, that looks a little bit rusty, so we might have to cut this off. Alright, and over here we've got the other bolt on the other side for this rear bumper. Okay. I do notice there's some pieces missing in this bumper. There's supposed to be little red lights installed into this. I don't know what they call it. But we'll order that as well for this truck. Just to make sure this thing is authentic. And there might actually be a part that goes on the back of the tailgate, but it says 454. And I don't think we've got a... Yeah, we've got a 7.2 litre in this thing. I don't know if that's considered a 454 cubic inch. I don't know. Really not too clued up with these Chevy El Caminos back then. Alright, so you can get our floor jack out from under here. And let's just put it where it's supposed to be. Okay, right over there. Great stuff. And now I think what I'm going to do is we're going to go and grab our... What do they call this thing again? The sandblaster. We're going to see what parts we can actually sandblast the rust off of. I noticed this rocker panel's got a bit of rust, and we've got some rust on there. We've got 3 bags of sand over there, so I think that should actually do. So let's just waltz across the road here. Alright, so sandblasting we shall do. Don't think it's going to be a lot of rust. It's just those 2 spots that I saw. And then we're obviously going to have to cut a bunch of panels off of this truck. If they are not going to be able to be fixed with some bondo. I think that clears up that rust. And then the rust down here. On the rocker panel, we'll just sort that out like this. We'll go a little bit further just to make sure there's no more rust creeping a little bit further. Alright, so yeah, I think we're also out of sand. So we are actually good. I think that is actually not so bad. Alright, so let's just put this out of the way. Where did I see the bondo? So we've got a little tub of bondo. So the hood needs a little bit of bondo. I'm probably going to have to go and grab some more tubs of bondo after we finish this one. So let's just see how far we can get with this one. Alright, so we didn't get very far with this tub, so I'm going to just take a stroll over to the gas station across the road. I'm going to grab myself a bottle of water as well, and maybe grab some more bondo, and then we're going to see how far we can get with the bodywork on that El Camino with regards to bondo work. Then we might have to cut some panels off, but I guess we'll find out. We already have to cut the rear panel off anyway, the rusty one. Alright, so got myself some water. I drank a little bit of this because it's quite a hot day today. It's a little bit windy still, but yeah, we still need to at least keep ourselves hydrated. Alright, so I grabbed myself 8 tubs of body filler. Just gonna see if we can continue with this hood. This hood has definitely seen some better days. So I'm not really sure what to say if a vehicle like this is damaged on all panels, if it was just one accident, or do you think maybe it's hail damage? It's kind of hard to tell, especially with Cyclone, because Cyclone has been very known for, you know, beating up vehicles sometimes. Not giving him a bad name or anything like that. It's just, yeah, sometimes he gets into some situations. This door's got some dings back here. Nothing too serious. Okay, this quarter panel over here. Also, we're going to see how far we can get this fixed up. It doesn't look terrible. Alright, my main concern on this truck is that bed floor. If that is going to be fixable. Because obviously there's quite a lot of dents going on down there, which you can see. It might actually require more bondo than what I've got at the moment, so I'm just going to keep at it and see how we end up. Alrighty, well, seems to be more dents over here. I think it's sorted now. Let's maybe close the tailgate. Alright, so we'll just fix up this corner here. It looks like it's some dings at the bottom here as well. And on this side we're gonna just get that panel gap right again. And that's another top of bondo gone. So yeah, we're gonna definitely use quite a lot of bondo on this thing, seeing as we are choosing this route. Alright, yeah, this tailgate is also banged up quite badly, but I think we've got it. Alright, we might have to replace the fuel door. Yeah, the fuel door looks like it's bent inward, so that's one part we're gonna have to get for this thing. Right, well, it's not terrible. I mean, I've seen worse. Okay, so that is sorted. How does this rear panel look? Yeah, that looks like we're gonna have to replace it. Or the bondo is probably finished again. Yeah, this is gonna be more bondo than steel at the end of the day on this truck. We still have damage on the roof as well. Man, I think we should have actually just got ourselves a donor vehicle. What's that? More rust. Okay, let's sort that out as well. Alright, let's just load a bag of sand in this thing again. Alright, let's bring this closer. Alright, so just spotted some tiny bit of rust over there. Alright, now it's all taken care of. Alright, so we're gonna continue with this bondo work. It's definitely using a lot more bondo than I had hoped it would. Alright, on this door, I think let's start on the outside. It's definitely using too much bondo. Alright, well, I just gotta figure out all of the panels and which way we need to go with it. That is also quite a lot of bondo on this fender, which we finished another tub. So luckily I bought 8 of these, so we might actually be good. I don't know, we'll see how far the truck bed actually wants to go with regards to bondoing. There's still some dents somewhere on this fender. Might be up here. Let's just check this corner down here as well. There we go. Okay, so that is sorted. Alright, so hood is sorted. This fender appears to be the only part on the car that didn't need any bondo. The roof also needs a little bit of love over here. Let's just see if we can figure this out. Nothing down there. Alright, let's go around to this side. Some dings over there on this A pillar. Oh, there's a little bit of rust there. Alright, we'll blast that rust away in just a second. Can see some deformations back here. Alright, let's just come around here, this side. Alright, doesn't seem like it's really bad on that side. Okay, so we've got some dents there, which we sorted out. Alright, so tailgate is done. This rear panel, yeah, I was afraid we're gonna have to replace that panel. Alright, so let's see, maybe if we actually hop into the truck, just chuck some tins of bondo in the back. Gonna be less walking up and down for us. Alright, that's me hop up here. There we go. Alright, Cyclone, your truck has definitely seen some better days. Yeah, this is definitely very badly mangled. I wonder what he loaded on this thing that actually made these dents in the back of the truck. But yeah, that is terrible. Okay, let's continue on this side. Alright, this inner panel might have actually been easier to take it off the truck, but then you sometimes can't hold the thing still if you want to put bondo on it. Right, looks like I'm going to have to go and buy some more bondo at the end of the day. Alright, but yes, we're definitely going to try and salvage this panel. I mean, we're into it now. Okay. This tin is in the way. Okay, let's just check over here. I think if we just keep at it, we'll get there eventually. It's gonna probably take a little bit of time, but it is definitely doable. Right, so there we go, another last stop of bondo. I think we're not gonna have enough bondo if this keeps going. Alrighty, so I think we are actually out of bondo completely now, and I did manage to get this truck bed sorted more or less. It looks fairly decent now. I guess we'll only find out once we really prime this thing up again. So I noticed something on the interior side of this truck. So it's got these little corner panels. I'm not exactly sure what they are called, but we definitely need to hammer something down here a little bit. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It might be one of the frame rails. So I did check these basically in the suspension shop, and I couldn't really tell what was the problem. This might actually be the floor. I'm not sure. But yeah, just to come to the conclusion that I think we might have to actually replace this rear panel back here along with the two on the side. So I don't think we're going to waste any more time trying to bondo these things up, because it's just going to be a botch job if we keep at this bondoing this whole thing together. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the plasma cutter over here. Alright, we're going to see if we can cut the parts off that we need to cut off this thing. First thing being this bracket where the tow bar mounts to, or the trailer hitch mounts to. That's going to come off first of all. That's also where the tailgate is mounted to, so we'll have to get a new one of this for the tailgate to be sorted. And then I said I wanted to see if I can cut that rear panel off there. I think let's start with the inner panels as well. We'll cut these off. Alright, well, where else is this thing welded down? Might actually be on this. I don't know. That's more for the rocker panel on the outside. Let's see. Can't really get back there. Right, well, just cut it there, and all of the welds that I think. Alright, so I think let's just cut this rear panel off first. I mean, we're into this now anyway, so let's just see. Is that gonna get free? Still not. I think might actually be welded to this as well. Alright, let's take that off. Right, so there goes this rear panel. Now we can clearly see what is going on with it. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to mend this better now that it's off the truck. But I think I'm not going to bother with it, because it looks like we're not going to get to paint anyway today. And then what I think we need to do is probably cut this over here for that inner panel to come off. So there's the one. And let's grab the plasma cutter for this one. It's still probably welded somewhere else. There it is. Alright, so we're going to have to get these two panels replaced. Although these don't look too bad, I think it's just going to be better to do it anyway. Alright, so yeah, that is quite a lot of work on this pickup truck. So I think we are going to call it a day for working on Cyclone's truck. We should still be able to move this thing around at least, so let's see if it still fires up. Oh, that accelerator was a bit stuck. Alright, I might have to have a look at that for him. Alright, it's probably the pedals that's worn, so we'll get new pedals for him anyway. Alright, so yeah, I just wanted to line this truck up with the door over here, more or less, so that we can actually move it to the paint booth when we welded the other parts in. Alright, so that I think is good for now. And we've got a bit of a messy shop here now. Alright, let's move that over there. Alright, so I don't think I showed you guys the wheels and tires yet that we're going to be putting on this truck. So these are in fact dealies. So obviously these ones are for the front. And we've got the 4 wheels here for the rear. So we need to get this thing up onto the scissor lift over here. I still have parts for this truck scattered all over the place. So we are going to order some new parts. Hopefully everything will be here by Wednesday or maybe even tomorrow. Then I can actually get this truck sorted out so that I can start driving it again. So yeah, as I said, for the tow bar, we're going to be trying, we'll see. I don't know, the rear bumper, if we're going to go with that bumper or maybe just get a stock one. I think a normal bumper would look better on this truck. Alright, but yes, this thing is a champ. It still fires up with no problem at all. And now I can't really see where this little scissor lift is. I guess we'll have to just feel it. Alright, let's go back a bit. Yeah, that's a bit of a story. Having a big truck like this, as high as this, you can't really see anything over the nose of this thing. Alright, so we have to go a little bit to the left. And we'll feel the bump over there. Did we miss it? Feels like we missed it completely. Alright, this is really not that easy. Yeah, we are basically next to it by the looks of it. Okay, let's back it up. Alright, now I saw where it is. Okay. Let's just see before we turn it off. Alright, let's go forward a bit. I think that should do. Maybe a bit too far forward. Okay. Is that good now? I think that'll work. Alright, let's just get this thing turned off. Perfect. And now, how did we do on the other side? Yeah, I think we are good. Let's get this thing lifted. Alright, now I need to take a walk over to the suspension shop, because that is where the adapters are for the hubs, or the dually hubs, or dually wheels actually. We'll also just bring the exhausts over here. We are going to pull Seth's car in the suspension shop next. I wonder if I can actually fit all of these. Yeah, I can actually fit them all in my backpack. Alright, let's just grab that other muffler real quickly. Okay, that looks good. And we'll just put this in the suspension shop as well. Alright, so before we leave you today, I am going to put Seth's car in the suspension shop so it doesn't have to stand outside. We are going to be using the BMW to go home, because our driveway is actually good enough now so that we can actually drive that car back to the house again. Alright, so what are we going to need? We're just going to need our wrench, probably. So let's grab the wrench. And we're going to see which one is which. That is for the rear. This one is also for the back, for the other side. Alright, it's for the rear wheel. And then the two in this backpack are for the front rims. Alright, so there we go. Let's just put this backpack away. Alright, now let's undo this wheel. We'll just start here. And grab this old steely off. They served us quite well, these little wheels, when they were still on the truck. Alright, and zip that down. Alright, let's grab one of our front wheels here. That's quite a mean looking rim. Alright, and we've got 8 lug nuts on this. Alright, that is the one wheel on. Perfect. Let's do this side. Okay, so there we go. Alright, now let's get this hub adapter, heavy duty hub as they would call it, installed, and then we'll grab the wheel. And just the same story, we're going to bolt down all 8 these lug nuts. Perfect, and let's go this side to the back. Alright, so now we've got extra wheels laying around again. So these are going to be handy also if we ever do work on another truck, which is quite common for us because we do a lot of work on trucks. Alright, so these are the dualies. We need to bolt them down from the inside. I think we've got them all. Yes, we do. Okay, let's grab the other one. So I think the guy who delivered these told me they are aired up already, so that is actually good to know. Alright, good. One side is done. Man, that actually looks a lot better. Was actually wondering what it's going to look like on the truck, but I think it's actually the perfect rims for this thing. We are definitely going to have quite a bit of a beast looking machine now. Alright, let's get this hub on here. Just bolt it down, sort of start pattern. I haven't been doing start pattern on the 8 lugs. I don't know exactly how to do it. Come on, you need to go on there. That is the outer wheel. Why is it going on the outer wheel? Okay, there we go, on the inner side. Alright, so start pattern would probably be crisscross like this, I guess. Not really a start pattern because it's 8 lugs. And I really shouldn't be doing this in awkward places where I'm struggling to actually just get the wheel on in the first place. I think we've got them all. Okay, so that is good. Alright, so let's try and figure this crisscross out with this last one. Alright, so let's start at the top in the middle. And we'll go down. Then we'll do this one, and then we'll do that one. This one, and that one. This one, and then that one. Or I think that should actually have been the correct way to do this. But there we go. So our pickup truck is now lifted, and it's got some nice big dually wheels. So these were actually very expensive, and I had to pay another excess of, I think, of $2,000 for them. So we definitely have to take out insurance on this truck if ever we run into trouble with these rims. Alright, so let's go down with this lift again and just see how she sits. Alright. Yeah, that is kind of mean looking. Now actually, yeah, I think why not? We've got some of the parts that can actually go back onto this thing that are still in good condition. We've got a decent headliner, but we still need to get a new rear view mirror because our rear view mirror over here is a little bit busted. So yeah, I'm not going to reuse that. I'm going to get ourselves a chrome one because there are also chrome ones available. We've got window winders that came out of Charles's truck. I still need to order new windows as well, so I might actually do that before we actually install the old ones. Our front bumper can actually go on. Alright, so that can go back on. Why not? I mean, this truck is painted now, so we are just going to do a little bit of decal still on this thing along the sides. Okay, so let's bolt down the bumper. Just like that. And let's see what else we still have that is decent. I don't think we're going to put this bumper back on. Front left trim. I actually wanted to delete the trim because the ones at the back it's not gonna fit on the arches there anyway with the dually wheels. This cab trim, I'm not sure for which side this is. This is for the driver's side. We are missing some trim because I did have the damaged fender on the one side that we actually replaced. I think it was the passenger side. This is the left trim. We still need to get a new one of those. Rear right cab trim. This is for the passenger side. This one is still decent. I'm gonna reinstall this. Okay, we've got the cab trim for the other side, which we can put back on. Okay, so that looks good actually. I still wanted to order the big mirrors, so I actually got the old mirrors off the truck. That can go on there. So yeah, I'm gonna put some bigger mirrors on this thing, similar ones to the Ram truck's mirrors, just because we can. Alright, so that we need to order a new one. That one's a little bit shot as well. This right door trim, we can pop this on. Let's get that onto there. Alright, so yeah, this thing is getting closer and closer to being drivable. This was the trim for the bed back here. Alright, that is still looking very good. Let's grab the last piece that we're going to be able to install today. Just get that fitted. And then where's our taillights? I put the taillights somewhere. I think it's over there on the table. Okay, so we're going to need the screwdriver for that. So the taillights are still brand new. We're just going to reinstall them. I think they are still good. Yeah, we are missing a light bulb in the one's reverse light. I noticed it wasn't working. Do I still have a light bulb laying around? I think I might have in here in the office. Let's see. Yeah, there's a box of 2. Alright, let's just pop a light bulb into this thing. Come on, just go in there. Alright, let's grab our taillights with the backpack, the one. And we are still missing a grill as well. We don't have a grill yet, because our grill was mangled completely. Alright, let's zip down this taillight. And let's just grab the one from the backpack. And now it's just going to go on there. Perfect, just like that. So we've got our taillights in. And we are just missing a couple of pieces of trim, some windows, and then this truck will be good to go. Alright, well, I think what I'm going to do now is, we did enough work here at the shop for today. It's been quite a bit of a graft. So our truck is just going to stay here. I think it'll be fine right there. I'm going to come and clean up a little bit tomorrow, because I still need to do some more work and prep work for the next episode for you guys anyway. So yeah, I think let's start closing up the shop, getting the lights turned off and everything, and then we're going to jump in our BMW. We're going to head back to the house. Should actually just take this with me. Alright. And yeah, we can actually turn off the lights. We'll just lock up from here for now. Alright, and yeah, I still need to pull Seth's satellite into the suspension shop, so let's do that quickly. I think we'll just pop it in this side. Alright, and this is still going to be super loud probably. Alright, come on. That's okay, we'll just take it easy. Alright, so I don't think there's anything wrong with the suspension on this car, but I do want to check out the floorboards at the back of the vehicle. So this rear trunk floor actually is a little bit of a concern to me, so I might have to take off some of the suspension to get to that in order to fix that up. So that is why I'm pulling the car in here. So it looks like it's a little bit banged up there, so it's just going to be easier to do it over here on the suspension lift that we've got here. It's going to be a little bit easier, I think. Alright, but yes, I think that is going to be it for here at the shop. So let's hop into this beautiful BMW E30 of ours. And man, I actually love this car. It's definitely a very decent little runabout. It's not really good for anything, you know, using it as a hauler or anything like that. But it's definitely a very economical little machine that we can just drive on a daily, get us from point A to point B. And it's got tons of power. I mean, it can get us there in a jiffy. Alright, so let's just make our way over to the house. Alright, and yeah, definitely not going to stop in that intersection yet. So yeah, I think I should also give you guys a bit of an update. So Seth is actually one of the employees over at Randy's shop, which I suspect is up to some shady business. Reason being, we found the car that crashed into us there, And I did give that information over to some bodies of Scotia Place, and he basically gave the word over to a detective, which is now investigating this place. But they are just sort of sitting outside the place in their car park there, watching the cars that go in and out, and they run plates. And so far they haven't found any stolen vehicles, anything like that. It's a little bit concerning about the vehicle that was there that I suspect crashed into us, but we still don't really have any evidence that that was the vehicle, except for the license plate that I found. And I'm not sure if I still have the license plate around, so I think I might actually have to just check up again with the detective how the investigation is going with regards to that. But yeah, the license plate that we found on the ground actually matched a different car, so it's kind of very hard for us to pinpoint towards whose vehicle it was and who was driving it. So yeah, I'm not too sure. Alright, but here we are. This is our driveway. It's been built a little bit further. They also put our fences up for us, and they are still busy breaking down the old driveway there. They did go a bit further over the weekend, so it's getting there slowly but surely. Alright, so we're just gonna pull this, whoops, just take it out of gear. Alright, let's put this thing in the garage here. Alright, and pull that in. Yeah, so I let them keep some of the tools and stuff here, so that they don't have to carry it back and forth every single time they come over here. But yes, there we are. So this is our new improved driveway. It's definitely a little bit better. I'm not too sure if I want them to put up fences all the way down there. It's gonna take up a little bit more space, but yeah, this actually opens up possibilities for getting some neighbors now. So if ever somebody wants to buy another plot of land here on the beach, they can actually put up their house here and they can just link to this road. So yeah, I sort of got a little bit of a subsidiary from the government for building this road here on the beach, because yeah, nobody else was willing to pay for it. So yeah, obviously they paid a little bit towards it as well. So it gives us a nice flat driveway to drive our load vehicles on, and also we don't have to deal with that whole situation of going up and down on the ramp that we had here, or the driveway ramp. So I think this is a bit of an improvement, and things are going to go much smoother for us from now on. But yes, here we are, home sweet home. I'm going to go and kick up my feet, and I'll catch up to you guys in the next episode.